Hello, hello, hello. Hi, guys. I'm here to do a teaching from my book, A Radical Awakening. Are you guys tired of hearing me already? I'm sure you are, but it's okay. I keep going because we have to birth this book out into the world. And just like a huge Boeing engine needs to be revved up before it flies into the sky, so it is with any project. Yes. And what about our children? How much revving does that take? 18 years, 28 years, it never ends. So this is my little baby. So at least some revving has to occur before it launches into the world. My new baby, A Radical Awakening. I started my 10-day course today. It's not too late to join. If you want to join in, the recording is already up. Go to aradicalawakening.com. Grab a copy of the book. Or join my course. There's still a few seats open. Sin says, I bought it. Don't want to stop reading it. It's already birthed. We are having viewing parties now. Love your new baby. I just finished the interview with Oprah. So good. Debbie says, today was amazing. Are you on a high? I'm on a high. It's all the endorphins from birth without the pain of the labor. But there was a different kind of pain for the labor. Shelley bought it on Kindle. Can't wait to read it. Grab your copy of Radical Awakening at Amazon, Audible. Women and men are reading it and sending in their feedback. Somebody wrote today, somewhere I read that this is one of the first books they've read that they can't even read it. They have to keep stopping because it's so much process. Erica says, register for the course. It's amazing. Join the course, radicalawakening.com. It's not too late. We just finished day 1. All recordings are up. You get 3 books with the course and a big discount on one of my other courses. Arinder already bought it. Grab it at Amazon. Okay. So this book really is about the vital need and the pivotal urgency that we need to wake up. Wake up to what? Wake up to the fact that the culture we live in is in slumber, and we have been intoxicated and living in a drugged out state. Because the culture around us is so intoxicated with the wrong drugs that we, growing up in the culture, have been drugged. Today I'm on a drug analogy. Every day the analogy changes. So if we've been drugged, how are we to get out of our stupor? So we've been creating patterns in our lives from a zombie-fied, reactive, asleep state, a drugged, intoxicated state. And we don't know that we are. But there are signs. There are signs like exhaustion, burnout, fatigue, reactivity. You know how sometimes you're just like hanging out at home, one of your kids comes and asks you something, and you respond and everything is just fine. And 2 minutes later, the kid drops like just some milk or some cereal and you blow your lid. Those are signs. Or if you are walking along on a path and you just trip on a pebble, but then you curse really loudly, that's a sign. Or if you fall asleep at the wheel, that's what happened to me because I was so exhausted. Oh, that's a sign. When you are eating too much, drinking too much, cursing too much, complaining too much, we have signs. And the signs, Danielle says she's already on the controllers chapter. So these are signs that our inner being is being suffused. Varney says she's loving the book. So our inner being is screaming like it's under all this concrete, you know, in the basement, under the gutter, like really deep down. And we've covered it up with such garbage from so many drugs, so many wrong belief systems that our inner voice is screaming for help, right? It's screeching, help me, help me, help me. But we can't hear it. So because of that, it comes out in all these other ways, through overeating, over complaining, over whining, or languishing, or apathy, or complacency. There's so many signs. Pick your sign, right? So when we begin to pay attention to the signs, then we begin to understand, wow, there's something amiss. There's something deep in the abyss of my existence that I need to pay attention to. And I need to understand, why the hell am I so misaligned, right? And bad relationships are the best way to realize that you are misaligned, right? But we spend the first 15 years of the bad relationship trying to get the other person to change, right? Trying to get our kid to change, trying to get our partner to change. And then after 15 years of really trying, then we go, oh, maybe it's me. And so this is what this book is about. It's about hearing the plaintive cries of your buried inner child and excavating it into blossom. And the process through which to do it, the way to awaken, the way to understand that there is a path out of the cultural matrix and out of the lies you've been told, and you need to follow it up. You need to understand that there is a way for you to take charge of your life. Picaro says, I'm scared of where this book will take me. Am I brave enough? Oh, I know it is scary. You know, inner work is scary because we've never done it. But I hold your hand in the book. I don't let go. I'm with you all the way. And I'm gentle. I promise you. I know when I talk sometimes I'm a bit ferocious. But in my writing, I'm really sweet. So much so that when people meet me in person, they go, oh my goodness, you're so nice in your books. You're so loving and gentle in your books. Yes, people, because I have like 380 pages to give you my message, and you will read it gently and slowly over many days. When you come hear me talk, like now, I only have 15 minutes to grab your attention. Or when you're coming to hear me talk, I only have an hour. So I have my like spiritual AK-47 and I'm like spraying you with spiritual bullets. So when you leave, you're like, oh my God, where the hell did I just go? And who is this woman? And y'all don't like me typically. Y'all are like, you're so much nicer. The author you is so much nicer. I understand what to do. I'm just in a hurry when I'm meeting you guys. I have to give the message fast. So I have to find a way to do it. But anyway, it's the same me. It's not a split personality. It is all me that wrote this book. So there's a part of me that's gentle. And you will be held through the book. So go get this at radicalawakening.com. My course started today. If you want to jump on ship, you can. The recordings will be with you for life. But go grab the book. Get it at Amazon. Get it anywhere. Okay, so the first part of this book is to awaken. The first part of the book is called Asleep in the Matrix. Yes? A radical awakening. Turn pain into power. Embrace your truth. Live free. So the first part of the book is called Asleep in the Matrix. Chapter 1 is called Soul Erosion. So I talk about how your soul gets eroded by the toxic messages of culture that you now have ingested. And now Holistic says, I love your book. Leave a review then. I want to hear what you really felt. How our culture has eroded our soul. Somebody says I was even more aggressive at some other event. Oh my goodness gracious. Was I? I was so gentle. All right then. Thank you for the feedback. So the first chapter, soul erosion. How do you recognize your soul is being eroded? The second chapter is called the idea of that woman, which means the idea of, the idea of perfection, the idea of this idealistic image we all want to live as, especially as women, the good woman, the perfect woman, the one who does it all. Chapter 3 is called, Do You Dare to Own Your Part? This is where the spiritual warfare begins and the ego begins to dissolve. Chapter 3, do we dare to own our part? I ask it as a question, but it is a mandate. It's a challenge. Do you dare to own your part? That's what I really meant. But to put it gently, I said, do you dare to own your part? Right? Very gentle, but underneath is like, own your part. Take a stance. Take action. Be assertive. And the only way to do that is when you begin to recognize your own co-creation. Chapter 4 is unmasking the lies we have been told. We have been told so many lies, you people. Oh my goodness. Literally, almost nothing is the truth. And we're raising our children totally bullshitting to them. Totally. Pretending as if we know what brings happiness, what brings success. We know nothing. Look at what our generation has done to their generation. And then we complain, right? My kid is on the phone all the time. My kid is so lazy. Because we are ordering Uber Eats all the time. We're not even going to the freaking grocery store. Our generation has created their generation. We were so hardworking. Our children are so entitled. Yeah, we have created that. Our generation messed up. Their generation messed up too. All messed up because we started in the wrong place, right? So Jiddu Krishnamurti, who's a fabulous philosopher from where I was born, yes, I happened to be born there, he said, when you started wrong, it's all wrong. So simple. If you started wrong, it's all wrong. So basically, all our lives are a big mess because it all started wrong. Whose life started right, really? So what he means is when the foundation is effed up, what hope do you have? So now we have to undo. So part of that, chapter 4, we're still in part 1, people. It's only page 43. Unmasking the lies we have been told. Unmasking the lies we have been told. We're talking about my book, A Radical Awakening. Grab your copy. Chapter 5 is deconstructing your patterns. I always say that we don't live a life, we live a pattern. We're just living patterns, people, until we break the pattern. And the only way to break the pattern is to do serious work on ourselves that this book makes you do, which is why many people are writing that they're scared to read the next chapter. Like it's bringing up so much stuff in them. Yeah, all the stuff that it's bringing up in you is stuff that was sitting suppressed. It was your authentic self that was buried. It's coming out. But in order for your authentic self to come out of the concrete where it's been buried, all the crap needs to leave. Yes, you can get it on Audible and you can get it in hard copy. So go get your copy right now, A Radical Awakening, or join my course, aradicalawakening.com. We've just done day 1. Chapter 6 in part 1 is called Shedding Skin. Part 2 is Confronting the Shadow. In this part, which is many, many pages, I teach you how to go into your pattern and discover who you are. So for women, I have specific patterns, and when I write a book on men, I'll have the patterns for men. Are you a martyr? Are you a victim? Are you a savior? Are you a controller? We're going to talk about all this tomorrow in my course. So if you still want to join in. It's tomorrow. Part 3 is called Back to Nature, where I talk about how we women need to embrace our sexuality. Okay? Okay. We need to embrace our sexuality. Sorry if I'm going crooked. And here I talk about how we women are so disconnected from our vaginas and our breasts and our beauty, our inner beauty, our true beauty. We've forgotten how to give ourselves pleasure. The other day I was with a client and I asked her if she ever gave herself pleasure. And she looked at me like I had 10 heads. She was like, no, only a man is supposed to do that. And I was like, no, a man cannot do that if you don't know how to do it for yourself. I don't know whether she's coming back for another session. Let's just say it is to be seen if she returns for another session. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I make the client fire me? By shocking them. Anyway, that is the whole chapter of part 3. how to own your sexuality, how to enter your body, how to take charge of your own enjoyment and not wait for a man or a woman or anyone to give you pleasure, to own and celebrate your body, how to love your cellulite and your wrinkles, and how to love your curves and your fat and your skinny and your bones and your muscle and your whatever, your sags and your flubs and your wings under your arm and everything. And it is only when you own, somebody said, I need that chapter. Hyacinth said, just read that chapter. Love it. Only when you own your entire body and take the power back from culture that has told you to hate your body, that you can begin to rise. So this is what we teach in part 3. Part 4 is called Cracking the Matrix. The lies about love, the lies about marriage and divorce, the lies about sexuality, motherhood, beauty, youth, and niceness. And part 5 is Awakening from the Matrix, which is just pure wisdom, honestly. Embracing fearless boundaries, embracing your sovereignty, embracing accountability, purpose, compassion, inner parent, detachment, and emptiness. This is how the book is laid out, guys. This is what I'm teaching in my course. Day 1 is over. If you want to jump on, we have 9 more days. Jump on at radicalawakening.com. And if you don't want to join the course, grab a book, buy it for a sister, buy it for a mother, buy it for a woman in your life at Amazon or radicalawakening.com. Join my course. Day 2 tomorrow, guys. It's exciting. It's fun to go on this journey together. We have a Facebook page. We have hundreds of women, close to 1,000. I think I'm 20 away from 1,000, doing this together. Let's do this. Let's do this, women. We have to do this with each other, for each other. radicalawakening.com. Somebody said, you mentioned earlier that you recently found your purpose. Well, my purpose is what I'm doing right now, is helping liberate other beings, women right now, but I've done it with parents, and this is my purpose. And that's why I don't get tired much. At least in my mind, I get tired in my body, but never in my mind, never in my soul. So each one of you has purpose right now. So the way I redefine purpose in this book is that it's nothing to find. It's already inside you. It's just a manifestation of what's already inside you. If you are gardening, that's your purpose. If you're cooking, that's your purpose. Your purpose is exactly what you're doing right now, infused with connection. When you're connected, you are in purpose. Grab your copy, radicalawakening.com. Let's do this. Bye, guys. See you. Maybe you'll join the course. I'll see you on day 2. Bye, guys.